welcome back to the ACP podcast. AFCON 2025 is nearly at its climax and the semi-finals are done. 2 tense games, 2 different storylines, and now 1 huge final to come. Before we get into it, please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and to comment. And as we said last week, we will read out comments that are made on our channel. So please continue to leave your comments. Speaking of which, there are a couple of comments that we will read from the last post. And a couple of them were obviously looking ahead to the semi-finals that have just been played. So the first comment from BJ7929, if we approach the match against Morocco, he's talking about Nigeria, the same way we have played all other games, maybe aside the game against Tanzania, I don't see Morocco stopping Nigeria. Especially when any of the forwards can hurt your team. Morocco would have to play a match we have never seen before to stop this Nigeria team. Oshimen would 100% stretch the defense of the Moroccan team. It's not going to be a tight game. It's not going to be a tight game. I just hope we don't embarrass them too much. Very, very confident.
Yep.
Second one from Y Millie. Morocco are not as good as people think. World Cup was just luck. They were in a lucky group. They won the Arab Cup last month 3-2 against Jordan. Against Mali, only 1-0. Nigeria will win. Well, gents, before we get into the games, we will do our favourite segment, Guess the Player. So, James, I can already see your face. But,
James, you're right with this one.
Guess the Player before we get into it.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can get it. So, the clubs that this player has played for, first one is SK Liers, then they moved to Roda JC, then they moved to PSV, then they went to Sevilla, then they went to Hanover on loan, then they went back to Sevilla, then they moved on to Levante, then they moved to Wigan, then Everton, then Sivasspor, and that was it.
Sivasspor.
I've got someone in mind.
I did, but I know he played for another team as well, so he's definitely not the player that I'm thinking. Got me again, James.
I think I got it.
You got it?
This one's a good one.
This
one is a good one.
So, I can't think of anyone else.
Evan, any idea? You're quiet over there.
Yeah, I know. No, I ain't got it.
I would have said Victor Moses, but I know.
To be honest,
I know
this is a toughish one.
It's Chelsea.
It is a toughish one. You just have to know that era.
Nah.
Want any clues?
Yeah, go for it. Leon doesn't want one, I don't think. You going to mute, Lee?
No, I don't. I can hit. I think I've got it, and I think I can even give. I think a clue would be the manager, James.
The manager?
Yeah.
That's too easy.
You think so?
I was just gonna give the.
Okay.
I was gonna give the years he played. He played in England.
Okay. Go on.
He came to England in 2013 and left in 2017. That's the era.
4 years he was here for?
In fact, he came in 2012. Tell a lie. Came in 2012. He joined Wigan 2012, I believe. But
and then went to Everton.
Are you confident? You know who it is, Leon?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I think the manager won't give it away.
Okay, all right, say it. Say it then.
Who's the manager?
All right. The manager who he played for at both Wigan and Everton was Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, I gathered that. Thought it'd be him. I can't think of the player, man. This one.
No.
Well, at least I know you definitely know it then. I know you definitely know it then.
No, cooked. Country. Go. What country?
Are you on a country?
Yeah, go on.
That's making it too easy, no?
Well, but it might not be, bro, because at the minute, I can't even picture the person.
All right, cool. Country. Ivory Coast.
I don't even know why I asked you for country, you know. when I'm thinking about it. You see them times there, I wasn't really watching the nationality, you know. To be honest.
Them times there, I weren't
'Cause-
watching his nationality.
Bro, there ain't no more clues, bro. 'cause
No,
we're
no more.
gonna be telling
The last clue
position.
I'll give you make it so
Ivory
bait. The last clue I'll give you make it so bait.
Realistically, I should have asked you for position more than nationality, because that made no odds. The position might be the decider for me in my head. Nah.
Think of all the players that have played in the Premier League from Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Don't watch Lamont. Lamont's looking at his phone, bro.
Bro, I know. You see your hand, bro. You take your glass off as well. Take off those metal glasses.
They're not, you know, like, yeah. They're coming soon.
I'm having a shocker today, bro. This.
Well, if you give up, then say you give up, then Leon can.
Yeah, no,
I give up. Give up.
Aruna Kone.
Oh yeah, of course. But did I know he is even African? I didn't know.
So if I said blonde hair,
Oh
that make a
yeah, I would have
difference?
got that. Yeah, I would have got that.
If you said what?
Yeah, I would have got that.
If I said blonde hair,
No, I still wouldn't have got it, man.
What
would've got
position
it.
did he play? He played up front.
He's a striker.
He's a striker. He's a
Yeah,
striker.
front. Yeah, front.
striker.
I would have had more joy. I would have more joy if you said striker. To be honest.
All right, cool.
Well, thanks, James. That was Guess the Player. Please let us know if you managed to get the same answer or if you struggled. James would like to know if the Guess the Players are too easy or he should make them more difficult. So please let us know. Anyway, moving on swiftly to the first semi-final. And today, Senegal put their place in the final with a 1-0 victory in the battle between Mane and Salah in Tangier. And it's a game where you could say that the stats will tell you that one team was very dominant and the other team was very
Submissive.
definitely
Passive.
submissive.
Passive.
Thank you.
Passive. Sorry, maybe that's a better
Good
word. Yeah.
So gents, tell me, what do you make of the game?
It's what I said it thought would happen. Mane was always going to win the battle, and he won it in more ways than one because he scores the winning goal.
Good one. Very good one, by the way.
Yeah, very good goal. And Salah's stats for the game, admittedly, it's not completely his fault because the whole team didn't turn up. But Salah obviously had no goals because it was 1-0. Obviously no assists, but no shots, no chances created, no touches in opposition box, and only one pass into the final third. And I think he lost the ball 14 times in the game. So he was dispossessed 3 times. So losing the ball 14 times sometimes sounds worse than it is.
It just
Sometimes
depends
that's a
on
cross.
what situations they were in.
Sometimes it's a cross and no one got to the cross. But he was dispossessed 3 times. So it wasn't his day.
Let's not single out Salah though.
I'm doing
Because
Salah Mane. That's a Salah Mane comparison.
okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Egypt are not the most exciting team to watch play football. They're very much reliant on Marmoush and Salah to provide them with their killer instinct or their goals.
Mhm.
Have Senegal saved us from having potentially a very boring final?
Yes.
Definitely.
And we won't say who the other team has gone through, but have they saved the final by beating Egypt?
I think
Yeah,
so. I think Egypt only really came alive once they, were almost out of to the tail end of the group stages. So I feel like, they beat Benin and obviously they beat Ivory Coast, which arguably was probably the best game that I've watched them play in this tournament so far in terms of just entertainment, and it was gripping. Do you get what I mean?
Mm.
But when you kind of look at the way that they set up to play against Senegal, it was almost a low block, and the gap between the midfield and the attack, they were never, ever, 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 ever going to beat Senegal setting up like that. Senegal have got too much athleticism in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They're way more industrious. They are quick. They are mobile. They've got a lot of skill on the wings. So to beat them, you'd have to be pretty much on their first touch on everything. Do you know what I mean? They couldn't. What their game plan was, it wasn't well thought out in my opinion. And I think you're right, Leon. I think we dodged the bullet there, if that's the right phrase, because that final would have been. It probably wouldn't have been entertaining at all, to be fair.
Bro, listen, they tried to double up on the wingers. They tried to double up on Mane and Jay, where they had like, I don't know if they had two the wing backs and whoever was the other defender covering, and tried to put both players on both of the wingers, and it didn't really work because they had the running of them. Mane had the running of I forget his name. That was it, Hani. He was non-existent, bro. He had the running of him. So I just think that like the way they set up was just super negative. They were just trying to be difficult to beat. But then, if the gun is on the holster, bruv, and there's no firing pin and no bullets in it, you can't really shoot nothing, can you?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. They had no firepower. They didn't get their first shot off until after they went 1-0 down, which wasn't until the 81st or 84th minute. It was just, I think it's just a poor showing from Egypt, to be honest with you. I don't think you can win games playing like that. Or trying to just get
and
to
late in the game, leaving it so late in the game to have a shot on goal. Like, come on, man, it's a semi-final, and you want to really be recognised as being the best, arguably the best footballing nation in Africa, and you're going to set up like that. Poof. And you've got two big stars at the top of the pyramid. Let's be honest, they've got Mamouche and Salah.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? It's they don't have anything else. There's nothing to feed them to, and they kept trying long ball to Salah. Salah ain't got legs no more for those long balls. Just trying to feed it, and the athleticism, as you rightly said, of Senegal was too much for you to try and play long balls for Salah to chase onto. Because even when he did,
just got muscled out.
Yeah, he got
muscled off
because Diouf is strong, and Diouf is now played in the Prem, so he's got a bit even more physical from the 6 months he's played at West Ham. So every time Salah got on the ball, he got taken off him quite quickly, and same with Mamouche. To be honest, Mamouche just kept trying to win free kicks. Every time he got the ball, step, fall on the floor, and then complain. That's all I remember him doing. A couple of times he ran, but most of the time he was on the floor.
I think that the one thing that Senegal are going to be a little bit disappointed is that the 2 yellows that they received in 2 integral players in their team, in Koulibaly and Diarra.
He got injured anyway.
Yeah, he went off injured.
But still,
but he's captain. Yeah,
it's captain, isn't it? It's their talisman.
The Diarra one was weird though, because it was like Mane gets fouled. And then all of a sudden it feels like it's nothing. Then the camera pans away, pans back, and there's one guy on the floor, who was on the floor in the end, and there's a big kerfuffle, and Diarra gets a yellow card. He's like, "Why are you giving me a yellow card for? I didn't do anything." So imagine to miss a final when he did nothing wrong.
That is horrible.
That's gonna burn. That's gonna burn him.
Yeah.
I think they got to look at how they.
And I think they took him off at half time because he probably lost his head. Yeah. He didn't come out second half.
Yeah.
I think they got to look at these yellow cards from the semi-finals as well. I don't think it's just it's going to just ruin the rest of the game, because if you get a referee that's happy to give out cards for foolishness, as we will talk about later, then you're going to get players missing finals for stuff that doesn't happen in other tournaments. So I don't see why you wouldn't have.
Why is African nations
universal rule?
Is the only one still doing this?
Yeah,
I think obviously it just needs to be governed a bit better, doesn't it? And then the more people talk about it, I think they would start getting this recognition that it deserves, really. The game ends 1-0, a stunning goal by Mane, and deservedly so. I feel like obviously if Senegal had their real shooting boots on, because Nicholas Jackson, the bagsman himself, didn't really look sharp for me today. No. But if they had their shooting boots on, this honestly could have probably been wrapped up in by half time. First half, sorry. Like literally, because they were pinned down. And there was lots of kind of left, right, and pot shots.
I was surprised Salah didn't stop, but Undai is still good anyway.
Yeah, very. But yeah.
He's good.
Well, it was a great strike from Mane, who clinched the victory and is now, in the last decade, the record goal contributor in AFCON. second. No, well, in fact, ahead of Salah, who is in second. I think that's 19 goal contributions.
20. He's got 20 now.
20 goal contributions.
Yeah, for the player in the 21st century. 11 goals,
Brilliant.
9 assists.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Double
Brilliant
pending.
player.
Yeah, hopefully double.
Yep, and he will be going into the final. And now we will talk about the second game.
I thought it was only one game.
Well,
you wish.
You wish. You wish.
You absolutely wish.
I mean,
bro.
we all wish, because the second game was pretty awful. But
Mate.
we will talk about that now. Morocco, Nigeria, an exciting 0-0 draw. Not. And Morocco progressing 4-2 on penalties. The second semi-final was a very, very cagey affair. Physical, tense, but eventually Morocco were the ones who pulled through on the penalties. James, I know you're vexed, but what's your take on the game? Moving on. Lamont, what was your take on the game?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, yeah. I said it.
Nah,
I put it out on the.
No,
What do you mean?
you guys go. James gets his opportunity. He can speak afterwards.
We'll circle back to James. Let him get his thoughts together, because I know he's got a lot to get off his chest. But in truth, right, I think James and maybe some of the other, well, I definitely didn't, but we called a close game in the semi-finals just because of the teams that were involved, right? But in my head, I thought to myself, Nigeria and Senegal have been, they've been soaring. You know, they've been on the ascendancy. And when I put out some posts in the week on my socials, and even on some of the comments that with some of our last shows, I was questioning whether or not Nigeria had peaked too early with the last performance that we witnessed. And after seeing the performance against Morocco, I don't like being right, but I was right, because they went so far backwards, it was unreal. It was almost unrecognizable for someone that doesn't watch Nigeria constantly every match, and to hear the way that James was being just objective and also trying to, you know, give them an idea of play the young guys, you know, bring them through because they've got a lot to prove and they'll bring us forward. And then we see the last match and you think to yourself, okay, cool. We're looking like we're seeing a new Super Eagles. And then for them to do a performance like that, I think every, you know, Nigerian fan and every, you know, person that follows Nigeria would say to yourself, why did we do that to ourselves? That game, Nigeria, for me, only turned up in the first half. Because outside of that, I can't say there was anything really noticeable that I thought to myself, it's worth talking about. But yeah, probably more on it, and I'll think about it as we go around. But yeah.
We were robbed, mate.
James.
We played against 12 men.
I hear that.
I hear that.
James,
Nigeria didn't turn up.
I was gonna say that should be the first thing you said.
No, it's not the first thing, because when you watch it from the first half, we watch it from minute for minute. We were robbed. How many times was the referee just giving them free kicks for no reason? There's no contact. There's a free kick. Someone falls on the floor, it's a free kick. Nigeria trying to start an attack, and they run past someone, it's a free kick. So attacks get stopped when they shouldn't get stopped for free kicks. That shouldn't be free kicks, phantom free kicks. Guys are trying to shield the ball out of the box, and the referee gives them a free kick. It should be our corner. So we can't build any pressure, because every single time we try to build pressure, referee gives a free kick against us. So again, our players did not turn up as well, because there were parts of the game where we could not string 3 or 4 passes together. But there'll be frustration from the players because they're seeing it themselves. I sent a joke text in the group about the game being officiated by a Ghanaian. How can I listen? Not being funny, but how are you going to have a Ghanaian officiating against Nigeria in that game? And if people thought you can't say that, watch that game.
Yeah, it's proper rivalry.
Watch that game,
Yeah,
and you will see yellow card. He's giving free kicks for them. Us to see yellow card. Them, he's like, yeah, just play on, take a free kick. We try to run it out of our box. They get in front of us. They fall on the floor. No contact. Take a free kick. And they cross it into our box. Again, we did not play well. So I'm not going to sit here and say we played fantastically well, but the referee robbed us as well. It was horrific refereeing, one of the worst I've seen, and from a consistent basis. I mean, sometimes you get 5-10 minutes where he's making dodgy decisions. It was consistent through the whole game. And it was disgraceful. The referee performance was absolute disgrace. We were not good, and I'll keep saying it, we weren't good enough. Our manager was trash. How Akor Adams played 90 minutes plus injury time when he should have been taken off after that 55. You given him first half, okay, cool. Can you do 5 minutes? Can you do 10 minutes and do something? No. He should have been taken off a long time ago. But our manager's there twiddling his thumbs, watching the sky instead of making decisions. He fails when it comes to pressure games. There was other games where we played where we were dominating, full-on favourites. It was calm. He can make a good decision here, he can make a good decision there. But when he needed to change things for the team dynamics to be improved, he froze. Even his substitutions. Bevan kept saying it. Oshman's injured. Why is he still on the pitch?
Oh my God.
He gets taken off 3 minutes before the penalties, and Onuachu comes on. Thankfully, he scores his penalty, but you're bringing on Chukwueze, who should have been brought on for Adams after 60 minutes, 55 minutes, on with 30 seconds to go to take penalties, and he misses a penalty because he's not ready to take a penalty. Why did he come on with 30 seconds to go? That's nonsense. Well, if you're going to do that, then at least tell him, okay, you're going to come on, go and take some shots somewhere. Go and get ready for penalties. Don't just sit there on the bench, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for me to tell you to come on. Go and make him do some warm-up.
Yeah.
So, listen, the manager flopped us big time, and that's his job. When the players aren't up to scratch, you have 5 subs. Use them. He didn't make any subs until literally the game was done. So, a whole lot of nonsense happened today. And we were robbed, and we didn't play well, which makes it even worse.
Do you feel like, and obviously I know you're going to say the ref has had a big effect on the game, and we know that refs can affect the way that, I guess, the flow of the game and the way the game, especially the way the game was officiated. Nigeria should have known coming into the game that the ref was going to be, let's be honest, we know when you see certain things, when you see how certain things play out, the host nation, the nationality of the ref, you don't want to say, oh, he's going to be biased, because you expect refs are going to be fair. But honestly, in the back of their minds, they would have known that things are not necessarily going to go their way. Should they have prepared better, knowing what was coming?
Frustration can get the better of you. You can do all the preparation you want, but when you see it in front of your eyes, when you see one of your teammates get ruled out of the final for nothing, the frustration starts to boil over. Like when Bassi got that yellow card,
oh my days!
When it should have been a free kick against him, a free kick for him.
So
he turns
silly.
around and his arm goes. He turns around and his arm swings slightly, and obviously Ibrahim Diaz goes down holding his face.
James, the funny thing is, I feel like you're even doing him disjustice because I don't even think it was that bad. I don't even think he turns around. I think he just steps across him as a normal defender would to protect the ball because Brahim's not getting there, but he's put his hands up to protect the ball, and he's brushed Brahim's face and he's gone down holding his face like, you know, he's been shot from the crowds or something like that. And the refs just, I feel like before he even hit the ground, his hand was already in his pocket.
Yeah, bro. He was running that way already. He was running that way before he even blew the whistle. Was running to that spot, and the
thing is though, James,
I hear what you're saying, Leon. I hear what you're saying. But
I hear what you're saying though, James. But before those decisions happened, there were diagonal balls that you were trying to play, and you couldn't hit the players. You couldn't. The passing was just awful, especially in the final third. I don't know what Adams had. I don't know if he was playing in sandals, if he was playing in like Timberland boots.
Weighted Timberland, bro. He's playing weighted.
He couldn't control the ball. There was no outlet. I think there was, in my mind, there's 2 players in your team that were that were trying. Like big up Calvin Bassey, he did the most that he could.
Man of the
Immense,
match.
colossal.
Man of the match.
And like Iwobi was trying, but he had no help. I feel like your midfield was non-existent as well. Like you definitely missed Ndidi in this
Definitely
game.
miss Ndidi for sure.
Yeah, Indeed was the biggest.
Leadership out there.
He was the biggest.
and then you I don't think like Lookman didn't really turn up. Every time he got the ball, I don't know if they were nervous, if like the pressure had got to them, but some players just didn't turn up. And when your team can't string along 3 passes together, even if the referee is going to be terrible, like those are the basics and the fundamentals that you need, innit? And you need certain man to turn up, especially to get to a final after the disappointment of the World Cup as well. Because it was
pressure.
Yeah, man.
Pressure did get to them, but at the same time, some of these guys played in the last final, so it shouldn't have been too much pressure. Some of these guys have been in the AFCON final before, so it's not uncharted ground. You're correct in terms of from the get go, the passing wasn't right. But that's why I also blame the manager, because when this stuff is going on, then the manager has to see, okay, it's not going right. What can I do to change this?
Yeah, he needs to
How can I
address it.
change the flow of this game? And he stood there and watched it happen.
Yeah.
He just watched it all happen when things weren't working. And it's like, then what use are you? Like, literally, what use are you if you can't actually do your job and make subs until the 90th minute of the game?
I mean, yeah, look, I think it was a tale of, I think Leo was probably just about to say, well, look, that was 90 minutes of back and forth. So to take your lead there, Lee, practicing to host in the near future, hopefully. But no, in truth, the 90 minutes was probably, it was horrific for any kind of neutral, because it was just like, when is the quality really going to rise to the top? And then they went to the penalty shootout.
Both teams, let's be honest. Like, Morocco didn't put out the best performance either. And the quality players that they have in their side also, they didn't really turn up. Nigeria defensively were pretty good, considering, and it didn't feel like either attack had any, I guess, provided any real threat.
No.
And hence why we got.
Weston had a good chance in the first half. Sabari had a good chance in the first half, and so did. He missed it though.
But this is what I'm trying to say, Bev. Everything happened in the first half, but other than that, it was the penalties just made it. The penalties was the icing on the cake. The penalties for me was the icing on the cake.
And even then, there was a couple
literally
of really poor ones in there as well.
But as you said, as James said, you bring on a man with 2 minutes to, not even 2 minutes, seconds to go, and then tell him to go take a penalty. Like, he's had no involvement in the game whatsoever. I think it was poor management, and it's going to be difficult when you're playing the home team in the capital city to get to their
beating in 38
final
games at home.
Yeah. And they
gotta come prepared.
Morocco want this, man. They haven't won this tournament since the 70s. They put up the video of when they last won it. My lord, you can't even watch that. It was horrendous. So I think it was it wasn't a great semi-final to watch. It's going to be cagey and stuff like that, but it was just lacking a bit of quality. And I think that like Nigeria were very disappointing. I was rooting for them to get to the final. You get me? That was my Nigeria shirt put on pause, on hold. You get me? Not buying one of them for now. Sorry, James.
Yeah, it's all right. Money just got to NFF anyway. No, listen, it's a major disappointment because it's chalk and cheese from the semi-final to the final to the quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal to semi-final. Yeah.
And did they peak too early? It's quite possible, but it was always going to be a tough game. I know what some of the comments said in our show from our show last week. Thought it was going to be easy. It was never going to be easy. I thought we would win it. But they're 25 games, like I said earlier, 38 games unbeaten at home, and 25 games unbeaten anywhere. So it was never going to be a walk in the park. And in terms of clean sheets, 4 of their 5 games they had clean sheets in. So it was never going to be a simple game. But my one wish is that it could have been a more fair game where we could have been given opportunity to actually try and attack without the referee just giving free kicks and then sending it back our way. And us having to defend, attack, and then, going back and defend. And it may sound like sour grapes, but it really isn't. It isn't, though. It isn't, because, like I said, I watch a heck of a lot of football, and that's one of the worst refereeing displays I've ever seen in my life.
No, he was shocking, man. He shouldn't be allowed to referee a game ever again.
He shouldn't.
Some of those decisions he made. I think he gave an offensive foul when nothing happened in the box, and I don't know. I'm still waiting to figure out what he gave the foul for.
There was a time where they were running down the wing, and the ball didn't go out, and we were running to try and cross the ball in. Both players fell over, and he gave a throw in. The ball didn't go off the pitch. Like
I saw that.
Morocco thought it was a free kick. So they put a Morocco free kick.
The Moroccan player was on top of the ball. He was on top of the ball.
Off the pitch. And our manager was just there looking at him, and he just had to laugh. Because he was like, how is that they're throwing? The ball didn't go off the pitch.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can sound like sour grapes, but when you actually point the things that happened in that game, it's not right, bro.
Well, kind of reminds me of that ref in the Chelsea game, Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
That's probably close. That's probably close. It's close to that. It's very close to that. I think it's worse. I'm Nigerian. It happened to me.
Only thing is, there weren't like 7 penalties in this game, but what he was doing was ridiculous.
I'll give him one bit of credit, because he could have given a penalty. It would never been a penalty on Bassi. It was never a penalty in years. But the way the game was going, I genuinely thought he was going to give a penalty.
Agreed. I think we said it in the chat.
I genuinely thought he was going to give a penalty.
Well, it is Morocco who progress.
Congratulations, Morocco. It's not their fault. The players on the pitch. It's not their fault.
No, but they will go through and play Senegal in the final. Looking ahead to the final, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings on how you think the game will transpire? And if officiating will also be questioned in the final?
It's going to be a very interesting final for a couple of things, yeah? First thing for me is how that final will probably be is how I expected the semi-final to be against Nigeria today, because it's a similar... Senegal have got a similar style of play. But I just feel like it's going to be a war between the pressure of being the home nation and having an absolute crowd behind you. And I imagine some of those players probably haven't experienced that before. And for today, the first time they really felt rallied around when the penalties were being kind of taken. And then obviously, then you got to argue that this could potentially be Mane's last AFCON, I'd argue. And really
there's another one next summer, 2027.
27. All right, so he might get another one. He might get another one in there. Breaking news. But yeah, I feel like Senegal, they look cool as a cucumber. They look so kind of like just measured and patient. And because when I was watching them play today against Egypt, they weren't in no rush. Left, right, left, right, left, right. So it's going to be an interesting ordeal. I feel like that could probably go to extra time, but I'm going to tip Senegal, to be honest, to upset the home nation.
They were my favourites from the beginning, so I won't sway away from them. But it will be close, because despite on how I felt on that game, Morocco played good football.
They did.
And they played good football against us today as well. So it's not going to be a case of one team playing poor football. Both teams are going to go out and try and play football. And hopefully it'll be a good game from it. But I still think that the firepower of Senegal will win it. And I don't think they may miss Koulibaly, obviously. He's their captain, he's their leader. But I don't think they'll miss, I think it was Diarra, the one that got sent. Habib. Yeah, I don't think they'll miss him. Obviously, the starter said they might. But I think he's possibly replaceable.
Not sour grapes though, James. That didn't sound like sour grapes at all. So you're all right.
To be fair, if he didn't call Senegal his favourites from the beginning, then we could have definitely.
I could have got that one right in.
But no, I mean Morocco will fancy their chances. They've obviously got the home crowd behind them, and it will be tough. I can see it being a low scoring game. I can also see this game going to pens, if I'm being honest. I think Senegal have struggled to score goals or to be clinical in certain games. So, Morocco are very good defensively. It won't be easy for them to create chances against them. And it's going to literally take the type of goal that Mane scored today for them to win the game. But yeah, I can definitely see it going to penalties. Bevan, you got a prediction? I know you don't want to give predictions right now, but it's AFCON. You don't have any skin in the game.
I don't have any skin in the game, but I kind of do. I don't know, man. Something tells me I don't know why, but I can just see Morocco just nicking it. They seem to be getting they've had the rub of the green a lot this tournament, especially from the last game. And there are a lot of games where they haven't been convincing, but they've managed to make it this far. So with the tournament in their own backyard, and with the story of not winning it for how many years, and I think that they kind of need to win it because of all the infrastructure they put into the football as well. I don't know, something just tells me that it might go in Morocco's favour.
They've even said, despite him being 38 games unbeaten at home and 25 unbeaten in all competitions, if he loses the final, he might get sacked.
Them cutthroat job, yo. Well, listen, if that ain't pressure enough, man, you want to go out with a bang. Yeah, you want to go out with a bang.
Honestly, if he wins it, then he'll be a legend forever, won't he? So
yeah.
Well, don't forget to drop your own score predictions in the comments and let us know who you think may be the winner or the goal scorer in the game. For now, that is all from us for the semi-final breakdown. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to ACP podcast, and if you have any comments, please make sure you drop them in. We will read them, we will go through them, and we will talk about them when we review the final, which takes place this Sunday. So don't forget to check out the episode following the match. Until then, take care, enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
It's a disgrace!
Yeah,